Hello and welcome to this yin yoga class where we're going to be focusing on the legs and the hips. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on the rest of this series. Let's come to a comfortable seated position, hands on the knees, close down the eyes and take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And then come back to your natural breath. And we'll come into our first posture, which is our forward fold. So bring your legs out in front of you, about hips distance. A slight bend of the knees, tilt your pelvis forward, lengthen up through the spine. Inhale the hands up and then exhale, fold. Feel free to grab hold of your toes, your legs, your mat. Also, you've got the option of placing a bolster in between your legs and resting your head on the bolster. We're going to stay here for a few minutes, so really focus on that slow inhale and exhale, and make sure that you can feel a slight stretch in the back of the legs. So keep checking in. If you're not feeling the stretch, go a little bit deeper. If it feels too much, loosen out of it, and we'll hold this for a few breaths to relax the muscles. And then slowly bring yourself up, lengthen through the spine. Just take a breath here. Maybe shaking out the knees. And we're going to come over into our next pose, which is going to be a lunge. So come into all fours to start with. Then step your right foot up in between your hands, and you can use yoga blocks here, okay? Yoga blocks are going to help bring the floor closer to you because we want to keep that chest nice and open. Try not to round through the spine. And then sink your hips as low as possible, making sure your right knee is above your right ankle. And imagine your left hip getting closer towards the ground, looking forward and going to where you need to go to feel that stretch. Maybe it's up higher, maybe you don't need the blocks at all. Just keep that chest open and let's hold this for a few moments. Okay, we're going to come into our lizard lunge now. So bring your right hand on the inside of the right leg. Right foot goes to the side. I'm just going to turn so you can see here. So your right knee is coming out at a slight angle and your foot is at an angle as well. And then you can sink the hips a little bit lower. Again, using the blocks for your hands, or you can come down onto your elbows, either elbows on the floor or elbows on the blocks, wherever your body needs to go today, and every single day this could change. So find that position where you feel that slight stretch, and then focus on the slow inhales and slow exhales. Slowly coming out of that, bring your right knee back to meet the left. And have a little wiggle here, maybe moving your hips side to side, forward and back, just shake it out. Nice slow movements. And then we'll switch to the other side. So the left foot's going to step up. Sink those hips down as low as you can, making sure your left knee is above your left ankle. Maybe using your yoga blocks for a little bit of height. Keep lengthening through that spine. And we'll hold this for a few moments. Feel free to have a wiggle for the first couple seconds, just because it might feel a little bit tighter after working on the other side. But then find some stillness and hold. And then bring your left hand on the inside of your left leg. Bring your left leg out to the side for your lizard lunge. Toes point out at a slight angle. Get those hips down low. Maybe stay up on your hands, maybe come down onto your elbows. Find that position where you feel that slight stretch. And hold. And then slowly coming out of that, bringing your left knee next to the right. And again, just taking some slow wiggles side to side, forward and back, whatever you feel like your body needs right now. And then come to seated. Place one block quite high. This one's going to be for your head at the top of your mat, and then one on the middle setting for the right behind your chest. We're going to bend the right foot to the outside of the right hip and the left foot to the right knee. Okay, so we've got like half butterfly with one leg and half hero with the other leg. And then you're going to lean back onto the props, opening up the chest and using the other block for your head. Okay, now feel free to completely relax here. If you need to come up higher, you can just stay seated. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can lower the block that's coming behind your chest and the one that's behind your back, your head, sorry, to go a little bit lower. And if you want a little bit more, you can remove the blocks completely and come flat onto the ground. Okay, so we're always listening to your body. You might feel a stretch here, you might not, as long as it's not too much. Okay, if it's too much, bring your torso up higher and hold here for a couple of breaths. And slowly using your elbows, bring yourself back up to seated. Take your time. Keep your feet where they are. Bring your knees up and just windscreen wiper the legs. So drop them from right to left. Nice and slowly. And then you can drop them to the right and stay like that. I'm just going to shuffle around a little bit just so you can still see. So this time the left foot comes to the outside of the left hip and the right foot comes to the left knee. Feel free to come up onto your blocks, or you can lower down again onto your back and hold here, bearing in mind both sides might feel a lot different. So find whatever position you need to come to on this side. Hold it, breathe. And then slowly bringing yourself back up to seated. Plant your feet, windscreen wiper the legs again, side to side. And then come to a comfortable seated position. Hands on the knees, lengthen up through the spine. Let's inhale, sweep the hands up above the head, hands come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you next time for the second part to this series.